Happy morning, children. Once again, I welcome you all for this online class, and I invite all the 6th standard A1, A2, and A3 students to attend this online class. And today we are continuing with our Geography Lesson 1, Asia and Europe. So now we are going to study about the informations regarding population in Asia. So Asia is the highest populated country in the whole world. So approximately 6/10 of world population lives in Asia. That is, if you meet 10 people in the world, among those 10, 6 will be from Asia. So more than half of the population of the world belongs to Asia. And China and India alone covers 3/5 of Asia's population. So among 5 people of Asia, 3 of them may be from China or India. So, Asia is the highest populated country with more than half of world's population, and among this, China and India has more than half of the population in Asia. And apart from these two countries, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Japan, Pakistan, and Philippines have more than 100 million people living. And the population density of Asia is 143 person per square kilometer. So for 1 kilometer of 1 square kilometer, the density is 143 people living. So the next topic is religion and language of Asia. So the most common religion of Asia are Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, Christianity, and Sikhism. And some of the minor religions also followed in Asia. They are Zoroastrianism, Jainism, Shintoism, Confucianism, Taoism, etc. And regarding the languages, Mandarin, English, Indonesian, Japanese, Arabic, Korea, Vietnamese, and Hindi are highly spoken in these countries of Asia. Okay, now let's move on to art and architecture. So, in Asia, there were three important civilizations formed. They were Mesopotamian civilization, Indus civilization, and Chinese civilization. So, because of the origin of civilization, these countries of Asia, they are richly blessed with art and architectural skills. So, among the 7 wonders of the world, 2 wonders are located in Asia. They were Taj Mahal in Agra and the Great Wall of China. These two are among the 7 wonders of the world. And the people of Yemen, they built mud skyscraper thousands of years ago. Skyscraper means um, it is a tall building made with using mud. And the Angkor Wat in Cambodia, Buddhist temple in East and Southeast Asia, mosques in West Asia, and temples and forts in India gives a fine example for great architectural works in Asia. You all know the Angkor Wat temple, Hindu temple, which is located in Cambodia, which is the largest Hindu temple in the whole world. And there are several Buddhist temples in East and Southeastern parts of Asia and mosques in Western Asia and temples found in India. They all shows the greatness of architecture of Asia. And food, rice, wheat, maize and barley. These are the staple food for people of Asia. Staple means common. People use these types of food most commonly in their food. And dairy products, dairies are milk products. So dairy products, fruits and nuts are also consumed by the people of Asia. And in Eastern Asia, bread and noodles are the staple food. East Asia, in China, Thailand, Korea, North Korea, South Korea, Japan. These are the East Asian countries. So these people they use bread and noodles as their staple food, and rice is not available in these places. Tea, coffee, and green tea are most important beverages. Beverages means drinks. Okay. In West Asia, meat and herbs and olive oil are prime ingredients in their food. So Western people they always use meat, herbs, and olive oil. That is the countries of Arabian countries and Middle Eastern countries. Okay, land of contrast. So Asia is called as the land of contrast. Contrast means differences. Why it is called so? Because it is the biggest continent. So uh, bigger means always we have differences, varieties, isn't it? So uh, this land of Asia is featured with mountains, plateaus, plains, valleys, bays, islands, etc. So the land system has variety of features. It also has different climatic conditions from equator to polar region. So when you move from equator up to the polar regions of Asia, you could experience variety of climatic conditions. And apart from this, people living in these countries, they belongs to different races, they speak different languages, they belong to variety of religions and different system of cultures. So because of these reasons, Asia is called land of contrast. Contrast means differences. Okay, with this we complete our informations, our studies about Asia, and let's move on to Europe. So you all know Europe is the sixth largest continent in size. So it is the smallest continent. Only one continent is bigger than Europe, that is smaller than Europe, that is Australia. So comparing with other continents, Europe is the smallest continent, and it is the third largest population in the whole world. So after Asia and North America, Europe is the third largest populated uh, continent in the world. So it is the birthplace of Western civilization. So the Roman civilization and Greek civilization uh, originated in Europe, and democracy and industrial revolution also developed in Europe. Democracy means government formed for the people, and revolution in industrial department also started in Europe, and it is the most developed continent in the whole world. Europe is the most highly developed continent in the whole world. Okay, now let's move on to the location where Europe is located and the size of Europe. So Europe, it extends in the 34 degree 51 minute north latitude and 81 degree 47 minute north latitude, uh, and from 24 degree 33 minute in west longitude to 69.03 in east longitude. So this is the exact location of Europe in the globe. Okay, and the prime meridian 0 degree longitude passes through Greenwich, which is in England. That is, prime meridian is the time system. The time system 0 degree GMT. You could have heard about the GMT time system, Greenwich Mean Time. So this time system passes through Greenwich in England, which is located in European continent. And Europe is found in the northern hemisphere, and it covers an area of 10.5 million square kilometer. So the whole continent of Europe is located in the northern hemisphere, that is above the equator, and it is surrounded by Arctic Ocean in the north, Black Sea and Mediterranean Sea in the south, Atlantic Ocean in the west, and the Ural Mountains in the east. So, because of these three sides water and one side land, it is also called a giant peninsula. Okay, now let's move on to the physical divisions of Europe. So, how the land system is divided in Europe? The land system is divided into four important divisions. One is the northwestern highlands, central plateaus, alpine mountain system, and the North European plains. So, what is the northwestern highlands? So, northwestern highlands are the countries including Norway, Sweden, Finland, Scotland, and Iceland, which are located in the northern part of Europe. Uh, See, while studying this lesson, I request each and every one of you to open your book, textbook page number 158, 156, so that it will be helpful for you in your studies. So, these countries are located in the northern part of Europe and they are mountainous areas. So these regions has the most beautiful fjord coasts. Okay, fjord coasts are located in these type of regions. So what are the fjord coasts? Fjord is a narrow, deep sea inlet between steep cliffs. So it is a small passage. Fjord coast is a small water inlet passage through which the seawater flows, and they were surrounded by high mountains and these fjord coasts are formed uh, by river waters. Okay, snow waters, snow river waters. Okay, these fjord coast, they are useful because it reduces the speed of the wind. Since there are high mountains surrounding this type of coastal areas, the flow of wind will be very slow. You cannot see high speed winds, so that the fjord coast is used as a natural harbor. Because of less air movement, these type of areas are used for natural harbors. Okay, and Norway and Sweden are the largest producers of hydroelectricity in the whole world. So because of using the advantages of these fjord coast, electricity is produced in these types of areas. Now let's move on to the central plateaus. Okay, plateaus, you all know what are plateaus, isn't it? Plateaus are like a table like high lands, high flat lands. So the plateaus are found in the east-western direction across Central Europe. So it is located in the Central Europe, exactly in the east, from east to west direction. And many important European rivers such as the Danube, the Volga, and the Tagus, they originate from these central plateaus. And the important plateau regions are the Pennines, which is located in England, the Meseta in Spain, the Central Massif and Jura in France. These are some of the important plateaus in these central plateaus. And the Black Forest in Germany has rich mineral sources. The Pennines is called the backbone of England. So the Pennines is the mountain range, that is long continuous mountain systems. Okay, let's move on to the next system, the Alpine mountain system. Okay, so the Alpine mountain system is a long range of mountains. These are a long range of mountains which is located in the southern part of Europe. So some of the important mountain ranges belong to this Alpine mountain system are the Sierra Nevada, the Pyrenees, the Alps, the Apennines, the Dinaric Alps, the Caucasus, and the Carpathian. So these are some of the mountain ranges that belongs to the Alpine mountain system. The Pyrenees mountain ranges form natural boundary between Spain and France. So the Pyrenees mountain It divides Spain and France, two countries. And the highest peak in Europe is Mount Elbrus, which is 5,645 meters high, which is located in the Caucasus mountain range. And the Mount Blanc, which is 4,807 meters, which is found in the Mount Alps, is the second highest peak in the Alpine mountain system. And there are several active volcanoes in the Alpine mountain system. Some of them are active, means volcanoes can spit lava at any time. They are called active volcanoes. So lava can be coming out of those mountains at any time. Some of the active volcanoes of Europe are Mount Etna, Mount Vesuvius, and Mount Stromboli. And earthquake is more common in these type of areas. So wherever active mountains are located, there are possibilities of earthquakes also. And the Stromboli is called the lighthouse of the Mediterranean. The mountain named Stromboli is called the lighthouse of the Mediterranean because it is located near the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, and the final final land system is called the North European Plains. Plains are the flat land areas. So the North European Plain stretches from Atlantic Ocean in the west to Ural in the east. So from west to east, it is spread like a flat land. So on the northern region of Europe, these plains are surrounded by Baltic Sea, and the south on the south by Alpine mountains. And these plains are narrow in the west and wide towards east. So in the western region, they are very narrow, small, but in the eastern side they are very wide. And major European rivers such as Seine, Rhine, Danube, and the Don, these um, rivers flows through these plains, and they have rich deposit of alluvial soil. Alluvial soil is the uh, soft and rich soil. Okay, some of the plains, Andalusian plain, Hungarian plain, and Wallachian plain. These plains are found in these northern European plains, and they are rich in the coal and iron ore deposits. And the North European plain is densely populated region, and the cities like Paris, Moscow, and Berlin are located here. So in the northern European plains, they have rich deposits of minerals, and also highly dense, more number of people live in these type of uh, plains. Some of the important cities like Paris, Moscow, and Berlin are located on the North European plains. Okay, now let's move on to the drainage system. Drainage means where the river water flows into the seas in which they flow into. So the rivers play more important role in the development of Europe, and these rivers are used to irrigate the farmland and also to produce electricity. So in two ways these rivers are helpful to the Europe. One is to produce electricity, other one is uh, to irrigate water to the farmland. And most of the rivers, they start from Alps, the Alps mountain system, and the central plateau of Europe. And these rivers are useful for inland navigation in central and eastern part of Europe. So in the central and eastern part of Europe, they are useful for transporting people. And the Volga is the longest river in Europe, and river Danube passes through 9 countries in Europe. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic: climatic conditions of Europe. So the climate of Europe varies from the subtropical to the polar climate. So from subtropical region to the polar, the Europe experience variety of climatic conditions. The Mediterranean climate of the south has warm summer and rainy winter. Mediterranean means medium, that is not too high, not too less, medium, moderate. Okay, so these type of climate they have warm summer, that is not too much hot, moderate summer and rainy winter. Winter will be rainy. And the western and northwestern part they have mild. The western and northwestern parts have mild humid climate. Okay, humid means hot. Okay, hot, that is the air in the atmosphere has wet air. Okay, uh, so it is influenced by the North Atlantic drift. So in the north, actually in the northwestern region of Europe, you have the Atlantic Ocean. So the North Atlantic drift, that is the warm ocean current which brings hot water in the western part of Europe. So the westerly wind further transport the warmth across the Europe. So because of the presence of uh, warm air brought by the North Atlantic Ocean, the western and northwestern part of Europe they experience humid climate, that is hot climate. In the central and eastern Europe, the climate is humid continental type, that is very hot. So in the central and eastern Europe, they experience very hot climate. And in the northeast and subarctic region, they experience tundra climate, that is very cold climate. And the whole of Europe is subject to moderating influence of prevailing westerly winds from the Atlantic Ocean. So from the Atlantic Ocean, the wind from westerly wind, that is winds move from west to east. So these winds they bring cyclones and rainfall to the regions of Europe. Okay, now let's move on to the natural vegetation. So we have five vegetation system in Europe. One is tundra, taiga, mixed forest, Mediterranean, and grassland. So the Arctic region and North Scandinavian highland. So go through the map in page number 158. You can see the Scandinavian mountains. Okay, so the Arctic and northern Scandinavian highlands, which is located in the northern Europe, they have tundra type of vegetation. Tundra is a dry, cold desert area. Okay, and the vegetation found in these areas are lichens and mosses. These are the small plants that grow in these areas. So the next vegetation is coniferous, that is taiga vegetation, taiga forest. Okay, so these type of taiga forest they found in the southern region of tundra. Okay, southern part of tundra region. So after tundra, when you move towards south, you can see the tundra type of forests. So what are the countries? Norway, Sweden, Finland, Germany, Poland, and Austria. These are the countries which have coniferous forests. And what are the vegetations found in these type of forests? Pine, fir, spruce, and larch. These are the trees found in these taiga forests. And what are the mixed forests? So these mixed forests they contains birch, beech, poplar, oak, and maple trees. And these system of forests they are found in the western part of Europe, particularly in western France, Belgium, Denmark, and Britain. Then the Mediterranean forest. So trees like cypress, cork, oak, olive, and cedar. These are the trees which is found in these type of Mediterranean forests, which is located in the borders of Mediterranean Sea. And finally, Eastern Europe is covered by grasslands. Eastern part of Europe is covered by grasslands. Okay. Now let's move on to the cultural mosaic of Europe. Mosaic means arrangements. How the culture is arranged in Europe. More specifically, let's study about the population. So, as we studied earlier, Europe is the third most populated continent after Asia and Africa. Uh, so, the population density of Europe is 34 persons per kilometer square. So, for 1 kilometer, you can see 34 people living in the land region. So high population density is often located associated with the coal fields of Europe. So where the high density people live in the coal fields of Europe. So other highly populated areas of Europe are the mining, manufacturing, commerce, and large market labor forces and productive agriculture. These are the places where other highly populated people live. Okay, and Monaco, Malta, San Marino, and Netherlands are densely populated countries. So these countries have high population level. Iceland and Norway, they have very low population because agriculture and uh, trade system are very low in these countries. They are very cold desert areas. So the population is very less in Norway and Iceland, which is these countries are located in the extreme north of Europe. And in general, population is scantiest in the mountain regions, so very less in mountain areas. Some islands, parts of Spain and Arctic region of Russia, they have less number of population. Monaco has the highest density population in Europe. Okay. Now let's study about the religion and language of the people of Europe. So Europe is a great continent of great linguistic and cultural differences. Linguistic means language. Different language speaking people live in Europe, and cultural. Their way lifestyle is different. English, Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, and Slavic are the highly spoken languages in Europe. Christianity is the major religion in Europe. Apart from Christianity, there are some Hindus, Muslims, and Jewish also found in Europe. And more than 90% of people belong to the Caucasoid race. Okay, art and architecture. So, European art and architecture mostly reveals the ordinary human being, and it is popular all over the world. Even in India, you can see the European architecture when the British dominated our country. When they ruled our country, they built several buildings all over India. The Acropolis, the Colosseum, the Statue of David, the Thinker, the Eiffel Tower, Big Ben, Pisa Tower, Mona Lisa. These are some of the great works of art and architecture of Europe. Colosseum, you all know, isn't it? It is a huge stadium which is located in Rome. And Eiffel Tower, you all know about that. Pisa Tower, then the picture of Mona Lisa. These are the masterpieces of art and architecture of Europe. Food and festivals. So the staple food of Europeans are bread, fish, meat, potatoes, and dairy products. And festivals, they celebrate Christmas, Easter, Good Friday, Saint Day, Redentor, Tomatino. These are some of the festivals celebrated by the European people. And regarding games, they play rugby, football, basketball, ice hockey, and skiing. Bullfighting in Spain is the world's attractive game, bullfighting. You could have watched this in movies and all. Okay, a man holding a cloth and having some kind of a bow in his hand. He used to um, poke the bull, fat bull. Okay, now let's move on to the final section of our lesson. That is the comparison between Asia and Europe. So Asia is the largest continent uh, with both area and population, and Europe is the smallest one. And Asia is located in the eastern hemisphere. Europe is located at the center of the earth. And the Bering Strait separates Asia and North America. Bering Strait. Strait is a small passage of land between two water systems. And the Strait of Gibraltar separates Europe from Africa. The Arabian, Indochina, India, and Korea are the important peninsulas in Asia. The Scandinavian, Iberian, Italian, and Balkan are the some of the peninsulas of Europe. The important parallels such as equator, Tropic of Cancer, Arctic Circle passes through Asia. Only Arctic Circle passes through Europe. So the equator, Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn never passes through Europe. Only the Arctic Circle passes through Europe. All kinds of climatic conditions are found in Europe. Asia. Sorry, not Europe, Asia. All kinds of climatic conditions are found in Asia. It also enjoys distinctive monsoon type of climate. Southern Asia receives summer rainfall. And it is regarding Europe, it lies largely in temperate zone, that is moderate zone. So it enjoys distinctive Mediterranean type of climate, that is moderate climate. Okay, Southern Europe receives winter rainfall. Both hot and cold deserts are located in Asia. Regarding Europe, there is no deserts. It has a variety of mineral deposits. Asia has a variety of mineral deposits. Europe, they have limited only. uh, Coal and iron are richly found in European continent. Plantation crops such as tea, rubber, dates are largely cultivated in Asia, but plantation crops are never found in European region. Citrus fruits, olives and grapes are cultivated mostly in Europe. Majority of people of Asia, they are primarily involved in primary activities, that is basic uh, work system. But majority of people of Europe, they are involved with secondary and tertiary system of activities. So these are the important informations regarding geography lesson 1, and we'll meet in the next class.